keep laughing at the chat. Hello, everybody. What is going on? Welcome back to another video. Another episode of the Bottom Line Podcast. This is episode 19. We're racking up the episodes. We're doing an NFL quarterback tier list today. Make sure you like the stream. Like the stream for your boy. There's this new feature that apparently shows all comments on the stage. So I'm going to try it out. But, oh my God, there it is in the bottom right. There we go. Really? The Klotz internet? Oh my God. Fuck, dude. I don't understand. The minute I start streaming, it goes to shit. It's been fine for 10 minutes. And the minute I start streaming, it all goes to shit. But Malik in the house. Anakin Skywalker is having a rough day. We got Motor City in the house. Shift God. Doughboy Steve. The Dull Spoon. All of them. Fucking great. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I don't know what's going on with the Wi-Fi. Oh my God. So frustrating. Literally have this up for 10 minutes and it's completely fine. As soon as I start, it goes to shit. But whatever. We got a fun show. We got the Knicks game on here. We got NFL quarterback tier list. We did a running backs tier list the other day. We're now doing a quarterback tier list. Like I said, make sure you like the stream for your boy. And yeah, this is going to be a good show. I'm excited for it. Appreciate y'all tuning in as always. It's been an interesting day in the chat. I'm gonna try something with the Wi-Fi real quick. So give me 30. Might be back. Is it better? Is it better? It's my fucking hotspot. Uh-oh. I think it's going to shit again. Well, whatever. Let's do this. I got the Klotz internet. Yeah. I got the Klotzy internet going on. But whatever. Let's get into this tier list. How's your day going? We'll ask that. How's your day going? Hope it's going good. Hopefully it's better than Anakin's day. All right. Let's do this. Let's do this tier list. I hope it's working good. We're doing quarterbacks today. Not sure what we're going to do on Friday, but we're doing quarterbacks today. I don't know. Yeah. Dave's been baller. Hell yeah. Let's go. It's going well. Oh my God, that's funny. Quarterback tier list. We got 7 tiers here. We got all the starting quarterbacks and some backups and even the rookies that we're going to put in. The running back tier list went well the other day. The wide receiver tier list went well the other day. This Knicks game is good. I'm going to have to keep my eyes on this. But the tiers are, we got tier 1, elite, which means you are the best of the best. Top 3 to 4 quarterbacks in the NFL. That's what I'm thinking of right there. Or 5, however many you think is an elite. We got borderline elite, which means guys who... oh, hang on a minute. Wheezy D, first-time viewer. You son of a bitch. Why does Wheezy D have to come in when we're talking about quarterbacks? Damn it. Shout out Wheezy D for tuning in. Shout out Wheezy D. Shout out. Crunch time hearted my Cowboy slander. Fuck yeah. That's funny. We need Terrell in here, bro. Oh my god. Terrell and Wheezy D in the same chat would have been fucking lit. Oh my god. Jesus. Oh my god. He was in one of my live streams one time. It was actually all right, but I actually think it would make it entertaining if we had a tour in here. Okay, I'm gonna apologize in advance for the Wi-Fi being terrible, but we got elite, we got borderline elite, we got franchise quarterbacks. So borderline elite is guys who they're on the verge of elite. They just need a little extra sum. They maybe need to win another Super Bowl. They maybe need to have another elite season. There's just something missing. They've got the potential, but there's something missing. Then we got franchise quarterbacks, guys who year in, year out play really, really good. Aren't necessarily elite, but you'd consider them franchise quarterbacks. We got solid guys who are very solid, good quarterbacks, not necessarily franchise guys, but if you've got them as your quarterback, you're not necessarily complaining. Has potential, which is basically designed for the young guys, rookies, and second-year players who haven't quite burst on the scene yet. We got below average, then we got trash, which is reserved for Deshaun Watson. So let's get into it. I fucking hate the Wi-Fi. Whatever. Rain Dakota Prescott. Oh no. I think he's either franchise or just solid. I think he's solid personally. I don't think Dak Prescott at this point in his career is a franchise quarterback. But what do you guys think? I think Dak's solid. I think he's around like the 15th best QB in the league. Dak is solid. Yeah, I agreed. Below average. Hey, I'm always up for Dak slander. I don't think he's below average. I think he's at least average. I'd put him in solid. I would put Dak in solid. I think he's put up some good numbers in his career throughout the regular season, but he's picked up a lot of injuries. He doesn't tend to play very well against good teams. He shits his pants in the playoffs every year. Yeah, I've never been a big Dak guy. I think I think he's like the 14th, 15th best QB in the league. That is a fact. I'm going to put him there. Jared Goff. I would put Jared Goff probably here. I think he's done enough to earn the tag of franchise quarterback. What do you guys think? I would put Jared Goff here. He's okay. Yeah, I think that's fair. Dak is okay. Oh my god. Borderline elite. Okay. Man, the fuck. God. I like that. Sometimes I need to. I need to reload the laptop or restart the laptop next time before I do a stream because this Wi-Fi is crazy. It's crazy. I'll put Goff in franchise. I think he's better than Dak. Very accurate, great arm. Doesn't really possess any out of structure play or any special traits, but he does the job. So I would put him in franchise quarterback personally. That's what I would do. I think seeing him a tier above Dak, I think I'm liking that. I'm liking that. I'm a fan. I do think he is better than Dak as well. I would put him in franchise quarterback. Ooh, Kyler Murray. Shit, I have to put him here right now. I can't say Kyler's a franchise guy right now for what he's done late. I think skill-wise and talent-wise, he is a franchise-level quarterback, but he just hasn't been consistent enough for me to put him in that tier. I think he's got really good arm talent. He's very good out of structure. I think he's got like I said, he's got the talent to be here, but he's just not been consistent enough. So I'm going to put him here next to Dak. I think he's a little better than Dak, in my opinion. But I would put Kyler in solid. I agree with you, Malik. Who's next? Jaden Daniels. I personally would have Jaden Daniels in borderline elite. I don't think he's elite yet. I think hot take, think the Cardinals could draft a new quarterback in the next 3 seasons to replace Kyler. I don't hate that. They were the favorite to take Caleb Williams a couple years ago. Borderline elite, in my opinion, depending on which guy shows up. Yeah. I would put Daniels in borderline elite. I don't think he's elite yet. Because I think you gotta do it for multiple years to be elite. But the skill set's there, and he had the best rookie season of all time. Really did carry that Commanders offense the entire year. He's the only quarterback in the NFC who's like a true offensive engine in every sense of the word. He's got the arm, he's got the running ability, super, super poised under pressure, which is the thing that stood out the most. There's not really a hole in his game. I do need to see a bit more, and that's why I don't have him in elite right now. I think he's got the talent to be in elite. But like I said, borderline elite is like you might need another year. You just need a little extra something in order to be elite franchise. I don't hate that. But I do think that he has the talent to be right here. And I think that if he does replicate what he did this year, I think he is elite. That's what I would say. I don't think he'll have a sophomore slump like CJ Stroud. I don't think that's going to happen. I think his legs give him the extra advantage in that way. But doing what he did last year, I think he deserves to be in borderline elite. Malik Willis, trash, whatever. CJ Stroud. I think Stroud's a franchise quarterback. You can figure out the order between those two. I don't really care. Stroud. I'm not really doing order, by the way. It's tiers. I'm not doing order. I think CJ's still a franchise quarterback. I still know what CJ Stroud is. He showed enough to me in his rookie year for me to put him there. I think the Texans situation last year was just so bad. Like, not many quarterbacks are succeeding no matter what. I still love the arm. Still love the accuracy. I think he's a good mover. I think he just needs to, I think this offseason will do him a world of good. He gets a new play caller. Gets to start fresh again. He showed me something in the playoffs. I think he played very, very well in the playoffs. And I do think that he has very good composure. I do think Bobby Slowick held him back for sure. I do think he's got great poise. We can't forget what CJ was doing his rookie year. It was unbelievable. We were talking about him being up here and being that Jaden Daniels type of player. So yeah, I think Stroud's a franchise quarterback still. I know he had a rough year. Joe Burrow, I would put Joe Burrow in elite. I think that is a fact. That is a fact. Joe Burrow, I think Joe Burrow's elite. I think he's shown over the course of his career that he is elite. I think if you disagree, I don't know if I can trust you as far as quarterback opinions. He doesn't really have that freakish ability of an Allen or Lamar, but what he does for that Bengals offense, the season he had, the resume he has, every single year he's been healthy, he's played at top 5 level. He's crazy accurate. He's an underrated playmaker. He's got incredible composure. He is the quintessential pocket quarterback. He is the closest thing to Tom Brady that we have in the NFL right now, just with the mindset, the way they operate within the pocket, the way they manipulate the pocket, the way they read defenses, the accuracy they have. It depends. Did he say Joe Burrow wasn't elite? Whereas in that case, I don't know if I can trust Easy's quarterback opinion. Yeah, Burrow's elite. I think he's a top 3-4 quarterback in the league. And I think, we've seen the postseason success he's had in his career. I do not blame last year on him at all. He had 5,000 yards and 45 touchdowns total last year. Yeah, the only thing holding them back is injuries, really, at this point, and the Bengals' trashy defense. Justin Herbert. This is a tough one. He's either in borderline elite or franchise quarterback. What do you guys think about that? I do agree with this. Burrow is that guy. I've been wanting to I feel like Herbert's been in borderline elite for about 3 years. And so it's like is he just gonna continue to stay there? Franchise QB, okay. I mean, Higgins and Chase definitely help. Oh, come on, man. You don't think Burrow's elite, though, boy? Come on, man. Come on, man. What did he do to you? What did he do to you? Man, viewers are loaded there now. I think Chase and Higgins definitely help, but even when like a T Higgins hasn't played, if you look at Joe Burrow's numbers with T Higgins not in the lineup, they're still very, very, very good. And his offensive line is still terrible. The running game is still not efficient. The play calling it's still not a a top 5 situation in football. As far as Herbert, he's got the talent to be here, but I understand having him here. There's not much not to like about him on paper, but just getting it done in the big moments is where he really, really lacks. I love the arm talent, love the physical profile, and the Knicks are kicking the shit out of the Pacers right now. Goddamn. Um, Spenny was spitting about Burrow earlier. That was a good show earlier. Herbert he's to Malik's point, he's gotta get the playoff wins, man. He's gotta get the playoff wins. I do actually like this. He is the older he's like the Stafford of this generation, Justin Herbert. I love the arm talent, love the physical profile. He does do a lot for that offense. I do think he carries their offense more than like a Goff or a Dak. I still think he's one of the best QBs in the league. But he hasn't quite he entered the league really good and has kind of stayed really good. His first 2 years were unbelievable, and then he just hasn't quite taken that next step to being that elite quarterback that we all thought he would. So I'm okay with having him here. Anthony Richardson, I'm putting him in below average. If y'all want to put him in has potential, I understand. But I still think Anthony Richardson, I don't like him. I get he has the arm. I get that he has the physical profile. He can move. But the guy is so inaccurate, so inexperienced, not poised at all. Like, I think AR isn't below average right now. I agree with that. That is where I would put him. And Brandon, the Herbert's situation around him has not been good throughout his career. So I do think that has hurt him a lot. Even if AR improved, yeah, that's true as well. The health. I mean, he takes so many hits. I'm definitely not a Richardson guy, so I'm gonna put him there. Trevor Lawrence to me is just solid. That's what Trevor is. I think based on Trevor's talent, he should be here or here. But kind of similar to AR in a way. I think he's much better than AR, but the accuracy, footwork, like the things like that are just been really bad. And Trevor was just bad last year. He had that one really good year, and everyone thought Trevor Lawrence was going to really be something, and it just hasn't really worked out. I do think the Jags have been a bit of a shit situation. So I love the physical profile, love the arm, but as of right now, I think he's just solid. He's just another talented quarterback who hasn't quite been able to put it together consistently. Only reason you could he's very good. It's not just the Joe Cool, the Joe Burr. He is very. He proved this year, he was arguably the best QB in the league this year. You know, but yeah, Trevor. The situation hasn't been ideal, but he still has to take some responsibility for. If you're a franchise-altering elite player, then you gotta, you know. I don't know if Stafford was this good this early, and I love Stafford, and I don't think saying Burrow's Stafford. I don't think that's like too much of an insult, you know. But as for Trevor, I think he's just in solid right now. But I think Burrow, if you look at the body of work he's put together, I think he's done enough to prove that he is elite personally, and I think the skill set checks out. Stafford did have that. I do think Burrow I mean, you guys watch more of Stafford. Stafford did have that 40 touchdown season, so I do get it. But even if he is Stafford, like that's still a very, very, very good quarterback. I do think Burrow is better than Stafford, personally. Like at any point in Stafford's career, and I love Stafford, but I do think Burrow is fucking. I think he's unbelievable. Personally, I really love him. Will Levis is dookie. Caleb Williams has potential. I don't think he played necessarily as good as the raw numbers showed last year, as far as the touchdown and interception ratio. But there's still a lot of potential there. You can't write him off after one season, in my opinion. He's number one overall pick for a reason. He's got all the tools to be an elite quarterback. He's just got to, in my opinion, read the game at a better level, be a bit more accurate. And yeah, listen, I get it. Like I think Stafford was I do think Stafford is a dog. Like I do get it. Like and like I said, saying Burrow is Stafford, I don't view that as a derogatory comment. So I would still put him in elite. And I think Burrow definitely did have more success, at least team wise, earlier in his career. But then again, QB, wins aren't a quarterback stat. But I do think if Burrow didn't get hurt those 2 years, he easily could have beaten that Stafford record. But it's probably going to be too late now. But I do think Burrow thinks the game better, and I do think that he is a bit more accurate. That's what I would say. I don't know. I stink, huh? I think Caleb Williams still has potential. Still the number one overall pick for a reason. Darnold, back end of solid, I would say. He did enough. Stafford didn't give a fuck about puffs and cigars. Yeah, Joe definitely does have the aura that Stafford doesn't have. But he's only smoking like 2 cigars in his career. Come on. He's not out here smoking cigars every time he wins a game. He's not Johnny Manziel, this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Darnold's solid. I think he's got good pocket escapability. He's got a good arm. Put up really good numbers last year, but we saw what happened. Like a lawn chair. That's why I'm putting him here. Daniel Jones, below average. Oh, God. Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts. My favorite quarterback to talk about. Psych. Actually, the least. Where are we putting Jalen Hurts? I put him in borderline elite, or are we doing franchise quarterback? Wherever, like order. I don't give a fuck about the order. Wherever. Are we doing borderline elite or franchise quarterback? You can't put him any lower than franchise quarterback, in my opinion. I do feel like if Hurts wins another Super Bowl, he's getting close to elite category. But I like Jalen Hurts a lot. I think he gets too much flack, but also a bit too much love. Franchise, I agree with that. Eagles fans overrate the hell out of him, but I do think in general he gets a lot of slack. He's a big game player, and that's the selling point with Jalen Hurts. He's one of the better dual threat QBs in the league. He's incredibly clutch. He's outplayed Mahomes twice on the big stage. He's Super Bowl MVP. I do think he's a good thrower. He's a very good deep ball thrower, but I don't think he possesses the talent that these guys above him do. Like I don't know what he does. It's fine. That's fine. It's a good discussion. I don't think he does anything at a higher level than Jane Daniels. I don't think he does anything at a higher level than Burrow besides run. So that's why I have him below those guys. But I still like Jalen Hurts a lot. Matty Stafford. My guy Stafford. I would personally have him in borderline elite. The only thing that's holding him back is the age. But if you guys want to put him in franchise, I don't hate it. But I'd have him here. I do think the only thing holding him back is the age. But I think if he has another... I think he's right on that cusp of elite, personally. I just think the production hasn't quite been elite, and he is declining a little bit. I would put him there. Franchise, okay. I wouldn't say sucks. I do think Eagles fans overrate him. Stafford and franchise, okay. I would have him in borderline elite, but only because of age. I get it. That Super Bowl run, my God, that Super Bowl run was nasty. You guys know how much I like Matt Stafford. Love the arm talent. I do think that In terms of playoff success, in terms of quarterbacks that I would take in the playoffs, there's not many I would take over him. He's showing his age a bit every once in a while. That age does show, but I still do like Matt Stafford a lot. I still think that he, on any given week, can look like one of the best QBs in the league. So I do like him there. Deshaun Watson, trash. That's why the category's there. Brock Purdy to me is solid. I do think Stafford, Puka, and Tay is going to be fun to watch. My guy. Fat Stafford, fat Stat Pafford. Purdy, I think he's solid. Doesn't really possess any elite traits, but I think that he's good at everything. He's not really elite anything, but he's good at everything. He gets the job done. Did kind of fall apart towards the second half of the season last year. Yeah, he's at the very back of trash, like below Levis, below Malik Willis, below anybody. That is a fact. That is a fact, Anakin. I would have loved to see that. As a Rams fan, I wouldn't have, but in the vacuum, I would have loved to see that. I do think he's one of the best arms in the league, in league history. Purdy, I think, is solid. I don't think he's earned the tag of franchise quarterback, but I do think he is solid. Geno, solid as well. I think him and Purdy are. And can we win 3 straight if we had prime Stafford? I think you would have made it to Super Bowl at least one of these years if you had Stafford personally. We were going Geno. I think Geno does do a lot for that Seahawks offense, or did do a lot for the Seahawks offense. The offensive line was not great in Seattle, and he still made it work. I do think that he does throw some immensely back-breaking picks. But he's got a good arm. He's a good mover, but just doesn't quite have the resume to be franchise quarterback, in my opinion. Stafford did give the Eagles hell. Listen, man, I think Stafford's up here. That's what I think. But with these tier lists, I'm letting the chat have some say. I'm excited. At some point before the season, I'm going to give my actual quarterback rankings, where I'm going to actually rank them all. That's going to be a fun episode. But I think Geno's solid. Kirk Cousins, probably below average right now. Derek Carr is retired, so whatever. We'll just stick him at the back of this list. Might move a little faster. Baker, I think Baker's a franchise quarterback. I don't care what you say. Baker to me is a franchise quarterback. I think that he does get underrated a lot because of how his tenure in Cleveland ended. But I mean, he had 4,500 yards and 40 tutties last year, and he's been really good in the playoffs. He's got a cannon of an arm. He's gotten a lot better as a mover. Like, he's genuinely very good. And yeah, I think he's on that contract he's on. I think he's a franchise quarterback. With the value of money, he's making like $33 million a year. That is a bargain when considering Dak is making 60, twice as much, and he's a worse player. I think Baker's a franchise quarterback. I love him. I love Baker a lot. Justin Fields, I think he's below average personally. Josh Allen, elite. Thank God a tour isn't here. Josh Allen, elite. I think if you disagree, I love Goff, but holy shit, Stafford in this offense. Well, I'm saying, bro, I think it'll be nasty. I know. I don't fucking understand it. Josh Allen's elite. If you disagree, once again, I do question your football knowledge. I'm not saying your football knowledge is invalid. I'm just asking questions. Josh Allen, only quarterback in NFL history to have 40 total touchdowns in 4 straight seasons, and he's done it 5 times. He literally averages 40 touchdowns a year. Freakish arm talent, freakish athlete all around. Elite playoff performer, has been doing it year in, year out, won an MVP. Josh Allen is the definition of an elite quarterback for me. Jacoby Brissett, below average. I think Tua might be a bit below average, to be honest. I don't know if he's quite in the same tier as Richardson and Fields. I do not like Tua. There you go. I think Tua is below average, but if you want to put Tua in solid, I wouldn't hate it. But I do think Tua is below average. I get the numbers are pretty, but He has a weak arm. He doesn't move very good. Gets hurt a lot. Doesn't play well against winning teams. There's really not much to like, in my opinion, about what Tua brings to the table. I'm not even below average. What do you mean by ball hog? What, he runs a lot? Aaron Rodgers, I don't give a fuck. I'm putting him in trash just because. I get he's not trash, but I want to put him in trash. Bo Nix, I think Bo's solid. DeMarcus Davenport, of course. That is actually a decent comp. Bo Nix, I think Bo Nix is solid. Had a good rookie year. I'm not going to put him in has potential because I think we've kind of seen almost. I think Bo Nix is almost at his ceiling, but I do like Bo Nix. There's not really any elite traits that jump off the screen, but he's got a very good arm. He can move. He got a lot better as the season went on. I like Bo Nix. He's a good player. I don't think he's quite a franchise quarterback yet, but he's solid. He is solid in my opinion. Patty Mahomes is elite. Order, I don't fucking put him here, whatever. He's elite. I mean, I am tempted to. I'm getting very close to putting the likes of Allen, Lamar, and Burrow almost above Mahomes because, like, how many more years is Mahomes going to get to not play elite in order for us to start moving him down? I get the, I get the resume he has, but he's still elite, 3-time Super Bowl champion, 2 MVPs. Like he's still the best QB in the league. I don't think he's earned his own tier though, Spoon. I think over the last couple of years, Burrow, Allen, and Lamar have been outplaying him pretty clearly to me. So I'm still keeping him number one because of what he's done, and he's still one of the best, still arguably the most talented QB in the history of the game. Patrick Mahomes. I do agree with that. The Chiefs can suck it, basically. Yeah, I do think Patrick Mahomes. Oh, gee, his family sucks. Honestly, if it's based off his family, they're in trash. Lamar Action Jackson. I believe Lamar is elite. Again, you can figure out the order. I don't really give a shit. Lamar, 2-time league MVP, best rushing quarterback in the history of the NFL, one of the true one-man offensive engines in the sport. Playoff resume isn't very good, but I still believe that Lamar Jackson is elite. Lamar Snacks, and hey, there we go. Wasn't there a defensive player called Snacks who played with? Didn't he play with the Lions? I think he was called Snacks. Can't remember what his name was. Yeah, Lamar's elite. He's improved as a passer as well. I'll put Bryce Young in has potential right now. Without his resurgence last year, I would have had him here, but I do think that he has potential right now based on what we saw late in the year. I still don't think he has elite potential, but he's got potential to be a top 12, 14 quarterback. He's got very good accuracy. He moved better in the pocket in terms of and also just standing in the pocket and making throws. I do question the arm talent a bit with Bryce, and I still do question the frame, but I think he's got some potential there. Like I said, number 1 overall pick. Minshew, below average. Dalton, kind of trash. That's Skylar Thompson, trash. Tyler Huntley, trash. Jordan Love, I don't think he's quite franchised yet. I'd put Jordan Love in solid. I think you can argue Love's franchise quarterback in terms of talent, but I think that it's similar to Kyler. The consistency just hasn't quite been there. Still love the arm talent with Love. I do think that there's juice there. He's just got to be a bit more consistent and stop making dumb decisions. He's got to read the field better. He's got to learn to not try to make a big play every play and just slow down and let the game come to him. And then I think you'll see the best of Jordan Love. And he was pretty hurt last year, so I'm not going to kill him for last year. He's in a similar tier as Stroud, in my opinion. I think they're quite close to each other, Love and Stroud, even though I Love one tier below. He is bordering franchise. I agree with that. Flacco, probably here. Spencer Rattler's trash. I don't care what you say. So is Aiden O'Connell. Ooh, Drake May has potential. Drake May has mega potential. Jordan Favre, that is pretty accurate. Jordan Love. Fuck Green Bay. Amen. Drake May, uber potential. I love what he brings to the table. I think love the arm talent, love the escapability. He has all the traits that I look for in a franchise quarterback. And I think when you see him in this offense this year, amen. I mean, what he was doing for that Patriots offense, they had nobody, absolutely nobody, and he was still slinging that thing, still slicing and dicing. He played against the Rams, and I was very, very impressed. I really do like Drake May. I think he does give me some Justin Herbert vibes there. Jameis, below average. Russell, I think Russell's below average. Cooper Rush, he's backup, whatever. Rudolph, Pickett, who cares about this tier? JJ, I'll put JJ and has potential. He hasn't played yet. Don't worry, Coach Watt. Welcome to the stream, Coach. I'm sorry for the Wi-Fi being buggy, but we do need to manifest it. It's gonna happen. I don't think he'll win MVP, but he'll be up there. Coach Walk, shout out to the GOAT coach. We're doing a quarterback tier list. These are the guys we have in elite. We got Jaden Daniels in borderline elite. We got Stafford, Hurts, Herbert, Stroud, Goff, Baker in franchise. We got the solid, has potential, and then all those guys you really don't give a shit about. That's what we're doing. We're almost at the end. Michael, we're talking about JJ. I do think he has some potential there. I didn't love him going into the draft. But I do think in that Vikings offense, there's really no excuse for him not to be good. He's got a good arm. He's got good mobility. He's going to be a solid quarterback. I think he'll be like in the same tier as like a Bo Nix. I think he'll have a Bo Nix season. I think there's some potential there. Michael Penix, I think, has potential. I think he's getting slept on a lot. I think he's very underrated. I love the arm. Kind of limited as an athlete, which I think does put a ceiling on his game. But he showed me some last year. I do like Michael Penix a lot. And I think all these rookies are probably, I think Cam Ward has potential, Jackson Dart. I think Tyler Shuck will forever be below average, but I think Jalen Milroe there. Fuck, I'll put Shadur there. Cam Ward, I do think, will be on a similar level as a guy like Drake May and Caleb Williams. Is JJ going to make JJ better, or will JJ make JJ? Try saying that fucking 3 times in a row. Yeah, I don't think offensive player of the year. Quarterbacks don't get offensive player of the year. But I do think that Cam Ward is I'll talk about Cam Ward before we wrap this tier list up. I do think Cam Ward is the guy I have the most confidence in out of the rookies. I do think that he has a lot of Jordan Love and Kyler Murray to his game. If you combine those two, if Kyler Murray had Jordan Love's frame and was a bit healthier, he'd be a damn good quarterback. That's what I envision Cam Ward as. I think he's got mega potential. I think Cam Ward, Drake May, and Caleb are the 3 that I'm most excited about in this tier. But Tyler, what's up, guy? Unfortunately, Joe Milton was not in this tier list. Unfortunately. Let me know if you guys disagree with anything. Those are the tiers. Those are the tiers. Cam Hospital Ward. That's fair. All right, love it. I can't wait to do my actual quarterback rankings. That's going to be a fun show. Well, since we got about 20 minutes left until the hour slot ends, I thought, how about we react to, should we do PFF's quarterback rankings just to have a good laugh? I know some of you already saw them in the heavyweight stream earlier, but I feel like we should go over them again. What do you think? And their wide receiver rankings. They had some crazy wide receiver rankings. Yeah, we're Joe Milton truthers over here. PFF rankings. Let's do this. We'll do the PFF wide receiver and quarterback rankings. Doughboy Steve's just spitting knowledge in the chat. Okay, let's do this. We'll go from, should we go top down or bottom to top? I'll go bottom to top. Dude, the fact. Yeah. They're good when it fits your narrative. That's when I like it. Okay, the fact that Tyler fucking Shuck is here still blows my mind. Tyler Shuck is 32nd. Below Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph is the Steelers' starting quarterback right now. It's Will. I would start Will Howard over Mason Rudolph. But yeah, Tyler Shuck is there, 32. They got Anthony Richardson at 30, which I'm a fan of. That's shocking. Exactly. Joe Flacco, low-end stars, not long. Okay, so that's tier 6. Low-end stars, not long-term options. It's Flacco, Richardson, Rudolph, and Shuck. All right, they got Justin Fields at 28. I think that's all right. Yeah, I do not think that Rodgers. I just fucking retire, bro. Fields 28, Russell Wilson 27. Holy shit, Sam Darnold at 26. Even that's a bit low. Smoke some dro. Amen. Amen. By the way, shout out to Wheezy for subscribing. We're on 90 subscribers. Let's go. Darnold 26. Veterans capable of solid play, but could be quickly replaced. I think Darnold should be a bit higher than that. But oh my god, well, what was this tier called? Because this tier was disgusting. Okay, so you got Cam Ward 25. You got Caleb Williams 24. Penix 23. Drake May 22. JJ McCarthy at 21. You mean to tell me, and then Bryce Young, and then Bo Nix at 19. You mean to tell me that JJ McCarthy is over Drake May and Caleb Williams when he hasn't played a game? In July, yeah, the quarterback show with your man Joe Burrow, Kirk Thuggins, and Jared Goof. Oh shit! This Pacers Knicks game's getting close. It's 121-123 with 20 seconds left. Damn. That's what I'm saying. Why? By what metric? By what metric is JJ above Caleb and Drake? I don't understand that for a second. But Bo Nix at the bottom of that tier. Tua, I'm sorry, Bo Nix is better than Tua. Shit, Drake May might be better than Tua. Tua is mid. I think 18's a decent ranking for him. Dak at 17. Holy shit. This is facts. I know we don't love PFF, but this is facts. It means the epitome of a quarterback who thrives against weaker opponents, but falters when the competition stiffens. That is a fact. That's what I'm saying, bro. Why JJ McCarthy above Fields? Even that. Knicks needs to be higher, but I don't disagree with that. Dak at 17. Yeah, this is where it gets. The top 8 is fair. The rest of it's kind of dookie. Lawrence 16, Kyler 15. I don't hate that. CJ Stroud at 14. I get that he had a rough year, but damn. And then Baker at 13. What are we doing? Then we got Love. Okay, so this is tier 3B. Then tier 3A. Geno at 10, Purdy at 11. You're telling me we're putting Geno and Purdy above Baker and Stroud? Shit, even Love. I would take Love over Geno and Purdy. Man. Yeah, CJ at 14, I think is a bit much. And yes, Geno is not top 10. Can we stop doing this? I think the arm talent's relatively similar. I think Darnold might be a bit more accurate. But I think on paper, the arms are similar, but I don't hate that take. Stroud is too low. I think Kyler's about all right. Baker should be higher. Baker Mayfield is better than Geno Smith. T-Law at 16 is generous. I don't necessarily disagree. Baker Mayfield is a better quarterback than Geno Smith and Brock Purdy, in my opinion. And I would put Jordan Love over both of those as well. And you got Jared Goff at 9. Ooh, Derek Lash. Welcome to the show, Derek. Appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to the Derek Lash. I'm looking at the Knicks game right now. Karl Anthony Towns is having a game. This is a great game. Goff at 9 is all right. I don't hate that. And then So this is solid starters who have flashed high-end play. Do you not think that's a bit derogatory for a guy being ranked 9th? Like, you're telling me Goff, you're telling me Baker. Wait, solid starters, but they need more. Hang on a minute. Hold on. Hang on. I need some help here. So Purdy is in the tier of solid starters who have flashed high-end play, but Baker is in the tier of they're solid, but they need more help. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't blame you, Doughboy. I don't blame you for saying fuck the list. How is Baker and they need more help, but Purdy isn't? Remind me who played better without his weapons this year. Was it Baker or Purdy? Who looked better when their wide receivers were out? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Baker was still balling without Godwins and Evans. Purdy was not balling when his weapons got hurt towards the end of the year. Not as much as Baker was. Look at the stats. It wasn't even close. Factoring teams around them. Yeah, this next game is really good, Coach. I don't blame you for watching that over me. Put Baker in Goff's place. I think Baker and Goff are around the same. I think they both produce the similar amounts. I actually slightly prefer Baker, but I think Baker should be higher, but whatever. So that's tier 3A. Tier 2, high-end starters. Even that's a little bit derogatory. Like, yeah, high-end starters. Justin Herbert, 8. I think that's fair. Stafford, 7's fair. Jaden Daniels at 6. Okay. Hurts at 5. I like that they've not. Oh, hold on a minute. Pat Kerwin and Jim Miller gave Detroit's running back room a perfect score. Had me thinking about your running back rankings the other night. So are you saying Montgomery should be in elite alongside Gibbs? If we're doing running back rooms, the Detroit Lions one is elite. Like, yeah. But I appreciate you thinking about the tier list. It means a lot. I know. I'm just messing around. That's my Herbert. He's constantly in a shit spot, but I do think at some point he does need to elevate it. I personally wouldn't put Goff over Herbert, but that's just me. I think Herbert does more with less and is a lot more talented, but Goff does have more playoff success. So both of them choked in the playoffs this year. Like, they don't get any excuses for that. I do not think Hurts is 5, but I am glad that they didn't put him in this elite tier. Like, these guys are the tier 1 of the elite. So Mahomes 1, Burrow 2, Lamar 3, Allen 4. Allen 4 is a bit low. They give Ja higher score based on production. Sorry about that, Chris. Sorry. Yeah, I would do that as well. Holy fuck! This Knicks. Oh wow, what a pass by Brunson. Jesus, that was risky. My God. Knicks could choke here. Hurts to me is a good all-around quarterback, so I like him the high. I agree with the tier he's in. I just don't know if he's 5, but I don't hate it. Josh Allen over Lamar, respectfully. Fact. I think Allen's 2. Allen at 4 is low. I would put Allen at 2. I'd still put Mahomes 1 just based off the resume. Then Allen 2, and then Burrow and Lamar to me is a coin flip. I would put Josh Allen 2. I think you're telling me Jalen Hurts is 1 spot below Allen. Over the past 2 years, that is a fact. Burrow and Allen are interchangeable at 2 and 3. I think Burrow, Allen, and Lamar are all interchangeable. The crunch time chat was a fun time. Yeah, if we're going off last year, Mahomes ain't 1, which does question the legitimacy of the list. It does say the margin has never been slimmer. So let's say Mahomes has another solid year. Like, at what point are we putting, like, Hear me out, guys. I think if Josh Allen has another MVP caliber year and then wins a Super Bowl, I'm putting him over Mahomes. If Josh Allen outperforms Mahomes again, beats him in the playoffs, no fucking way Indy won. No way. On a last-second buzzer beater? Holy shit, what a shot! Oh my fucking god. Wait, was that a 2-pointer or a 3-pointer? That shot was crazy. Did y'all see that? Was it behind the line? Oh shit, his foot was on the line. We're going to OT. That's a 2. Holy fuck. That is crazy. What a shot. He did the choke celly. What the fuck? What a that shot was crazy. It bounced. Oh my god. Wow. I might have to end the show so we can watch the game. We'll get through the rest of this list. Well, we just went through the list. All right. We'll do a few minute mailbag, and then I will let you guys watch the end of this game because that's crazy. We'll do mailbag for a few minutes. Do you guys have any? If so, drop them in the chat. Fun show. Fun show. Good chat. 2-pointer. Wow. I hate Indiana. Yeah. Fuck. Wow. Coach. Any questions, fellas? What a fucking shot. Damn. Hey, it's just one game. One game, brother. One game. Yeah, Durant's foot was too fucking big. Mailbag. Who do you see in the NFC and AFC championship games? I think the Bills are definitely in the AFC championship. They will face either probably the Chiefs. Probably the Chiefs again. And I hate to say that. Either the Chiefs or the Ravens. NFC title game. I'll go Philly versus either Detroit or the Rams. That's what I'm thinking. Mailbag. Which Rams matchup are you most interested in? Out of the schedule, Eagles. I want to see how we stack up against the Eagles. I would say Eagles and Lions. I always love Rams. Did I say Eagles, Lions? Eagles and Lions. I always love that matchup. I love it every year. So I would say those two, Bills versus Chiefs. It could happen, bro. I don't trust the Ravens in the playoffs and Lamar. But Josh Allen wins this time. Lions, Eagles. That wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me to see the Commanders in there as well. I fucking would love Josh Allen to beat Mahomes finally. In the regular season, it will be. Mailbag. Appreciate it, Tyler. Who wins Offensive Player of the Year? I will do my award predictions close to the season, but I'll give you a few favorites. Offensive Player of the Year. Obviously, you got to think Chase. Thinking Chase, Gibbs, Saquon, and Puka. And that might be my top candidates. Any Indy fans here? I don't believe so, Derek. And Defensive Player of the Year. I think Hutch is a good one. I think I'm not picking Micah Parsons because fuck that dude. Oh, yeah. Rest in peace. Did I say rest in peace? Rest in peace to the Jim Irsay. Yeah. That's sad. Very, very sad. That's tough. That is tough. Rest in peace. Puka's way up there in fan. He is. He's a PPR demon. Defensive Player of the Year. I think Hutch is a good one. I think Will Anderson is a sleeper. Probably that might be my top two. Honestly, Garrett and TJ Watt. I think this is Buffalo's year. I'm with you, Coach. I'm with you. They're my team to come out of the AFC this year. I do agree with that. I think they're coming out of the AFC. We'll do a couple more minutes of mailbag, and then we'll watch the last couple minutes. Bills Eagles Super Bowl seems like a likely outcome. If you guys don't have any more questions, I will get out of here. Yeah, they do. They got to get over that hump. Gibbs Offensive Player of the Year. Jared Verse. Hey, I wouldn't mind that. Jared Verse Defensive Player of the Year. I think year 3 he'll be in the conversation. I don't think year 2 quite yet. Enjoy the game, brother. OT. Okay, well, we'll wrap it up there. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like the stream if you haven't. We'll be streaming again on Friday, probably doing another tier list. I'll decide what it will be on. But yeah, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you dropping the questions. This was a fun show. I will see you guys tomorrow in the Crunch Time chat, probably. And like I said, I'll be streaming again on Friday. So if you've got time, make sure you tune in. Appreciate all you guys. This is a fun show. I will see you guys later. Peace.